All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and this is one of those tastings we just do because we've got the wine, and we're here for, scientific research purposes. For the most part, the Wine Watch is a nonprofit organization. We're here to study the world's great wines and to see just how they're drinking at various points in their life. That's right, folks, nonprofit organization. And, well, check it out, man. I'll tell you, these once-in-a-lifetime tastings that we promote with older vintage wines are some of the most educational wines tastings that we do. And, there's a big difference between the Syrah that you find in California, Napa Valley, versus Sonoma, versus the Central Coast even, versus Syrah grown in Australia, say, the Barossa Valley, McLaren Vale, or the Syrah grown in the Northern Rhone. And we had some of the greatest examples of this grape on earth. And it's one of the few single varietals that you can turn into a world-class wine that will age for, well, we've had Chave Hermitage back to 1959 at some of our tastings. So some of the world's great ones will age for a very, very long time. Well, Syrah, there's a little bit of confusion as to where the grape may have come from, but genetic testing has pretty much proved that in 1880 it was created from a cross between two different grapes in the south of France. And no, it's not didn't come from Persia. This appellation that's called Shiraz, which the Australians may have thought because they've labeled their Syrah Shiraz, but the Aussies always like to shorten things and add a Y or a Z and nickname it. And same grape, though, however. Different clones, of course, but the same, in fact, grape varietal that you find in the Northern Rhone, that you find in California, also in Australia. Well, we started out with the old dogs, but I'm going to go in reverse order with the young wines. The 2011 Lewis, which this is a wine I brought to the Bring Your Best Bottle show, Syrah show, and won against great wines like Chris Ringland's Three Rivers, the Grange, and some other top level Syrahs from around the world. And this 2011 may be the star of the vintage for Lewis, man. What a beautiful bouquet. Dark berry, blackberry liqueured, violets, dark meats. You get that white pepper, mocha. Even more complex on the second day. This wine is big and needs a lot of time here. You could keep it for 10 years, but drinking nicely even right after opening. Has got wonderful balance, leaving the tongue salivating for the next sip. This wine finished 4th place. Sorry, Randy. But it had more votes than the other New World wines, and it had 1 first place vote and 3 second place votes. Tough competition on the table tonight, but one of the crowd favorites, as always, the Lewis. The Spring Valley Nina Lee Syrah, there's only 950 cases. This little gem from Walla Walla, 100% estate-grown fruit, 100% Syrah, like almost all the wines, other than the Côte Rôtie, which had a little bit of Viognier in it. This wine had a beautiful bouquet of dark plum, smoke, mocha, white pepper, spice, pretty floral notes. Very complex, opening up really nice on the second day, big and chewy with a firm hand of acidity, some dry tannins coming in at the end, but a lovely array of spice and fruit to match. This wine's very complex and long on the finish and needs 10 years or more in your cellar. This wine received 2 first place votes, making it the 3rd place finish behind the first 2, which, at $50, $60, definitely a consideration because the price was much higher on the 1 and 2 finisher tonight. All right, the Colgan IX estate, only 450 cases produced, and this is a distinct, really earthy quality to this wine. It's up from Pritchard Hill, minty and herbal note to the blackberry and blueberry fruit, hints of roasted meat and peppery spice there, a good bit of that dark berry fruit showing from the nose, and a little bit of funk on this wine as well, but wonderful concentration, a nice hand of spice and wonderful freshness on the finish. This wine had 1 vote for first and 2 votes per second place, making it one of the most popular wines of the night. I would say you could say it finished 5th if we gave a 5th place finisher, but awesome. The Syrah 2001 from Shervington. There was nearly 1,000 cases of this blockbuster, 16% alcohol, the big bouquet of espresso, dark chocolate, sun-dried black cherry liqueur, dark earth, toasted oak, charcoal, tobacco, and a pronounced cedary note coming out on the second day. This wine didn't hold up as well. Kind of reminded me of like a guinea pig's cage or something, which I couldn't get past on the second day, but a very big and extracted wine. Bit on the sweet side right when we opened it up. Still had some acidity, leaving the tongue with a nice amount of dark spice and mocha and a sun-dried character to the fruit. Better with some of the foods that we had this evening than by itself, in my opinion. A bit polarizing. It did get 2 votes for second place, so some people really liked it. I thought it was still good, but past its prime years of drinking. The 2003 Teusner Albert Syrah from the Barossa. This wine, cuvee from 45 to 90-year-old vines, aged in 100% French oak, and a lot of sweet cherry and plum fruit on the nose. Pretty floral notes, a light eucalyptus spice to this wine. Smooth and silky on the tongue. This was a very hot year, as was 2001. You really showed lovely sweet fruit and soft tannins, a little milk chocolate, sweet tobacco spice, and minty notes through the finish. This wine got no votes, but we got a lot of mentions in the crowd. People really liked it, drinking at its peak right now. All right, the Geek Owl Island. This is one of the Lalas and the 100-point wine on the table. And on the nose, this wine was absolutely stunning. The wine of the night, and several people mentioned that it had a full nose of graphite, violet, espresso, exotic spices, mint, black olive tapenade, dark chocolate, dark berry fruit, and really gained fans, but the next morning it just seemed to fall off a little bit. Not what a great wine does on the next day. 03, a really hot year, but beautiful nose, beautiful upfront fruit, but just didn't have the finish that a great wine, a 100-point wine should have. I drink this wine sooner than later. Still an excellent bottle of wine, but not the crowd favorite. It came in second place, however, because of the nose. The Fontodi Syrah, wow. This wine gained fans as the night went on also, and very old world bouquet, dark earth, black olive tapenade, dark berry, and plum fruit. A very savory style. You notice some of those wild herbs that you get from the Tuscan countryside, and like I said, even better on the second day. This wine really opened up nicely, and good freshness here, nice length. The fruit may have been a bit diminished in this wine, but very savory wine and showing very nicely. Excellent juice, the 99 Fontodi Syrah, our only entry from Italy. And then the Chave Hermitage, the wine of the night, which we actually showed first, 1988, a really big vintage, a year that needed time. A lot of tannins here. This wine needed time to open up. The next morning, it was incredible how rich this wine still was. And on the day we opened it, it had an array of dark berry fruit, cassis, fine herbs, minty notes, black tar, truffles, really complex and, continuing to evolve as the wine opened. The sign of a truly great wine. The nose the second day was just stunning. A big and chewy wine on the tongue, showing some tart blackberry fruit on the first day, but really, like I said, making even more rich on the second day, and just very viscous on the tongue too, and a very long finish. This wine had a wonderful freshness to it, a firm hand of acidity, could last another couple of decades in your cellar. The wine of the night on 7 taster scorecards, so it got quite a bit of votes. The majority of the votes went for first place went for this wine. 2 votes for second place. A little bit of controversy. There was 1 or 2 people that didn't like the wine at all, but I have to say, to me, the clear winner, especially on the second day, the sign of a truly great wine, even better, the most improved wine, and killer juice, the 1988 Chave Hermitage. One of the great wines of the Northern Rhone. That's what we had to drink at our Super Syrah tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.